All right, you're welcome. All right, Chelsea. Where are you zooming in from, Chelsea?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh man, what a furnace that place is. I can't even believe people live there.
Yeah, you know what? I born and raised, and I always used to say how much I hate it, but it's so beautiful here. So
It is. And you got Flagstaff just up the hill, and that place is beautiful too.
That's what's great, is that just a couple hours any direction is change of scenery. The beach is only 5 hours, 5.5 hours away. Disneyland is 6.5 hours away. So
as long as your car doesn't melt on the way there, you're fine. Okay, well, what's on your mind?
Okay, so I just discovered you not long ago, so I've just been diving into your content and really just, I mean, I had like a whole binder full of notes and everything. So really working on like my wounds, my gifts, and my nature and everything.
Cool.
I graduated with a holistic health coaching certificate in January, and I started that because thank you, because I've always loved wellness and the whole person approach. And I just growing up with so much childhood trauma, it had affected, I mean, just like every aspect of my life, and I'm still working that out. Right. So I'm also in a personal training program and a yoga teaching certification program. So I specialize in gluten-free, dairy-free, and refined sugar-free cooking. So I have no idea how to package this in a nice, cohesive, comprehensive package. I also really, I think in the end, want to like just have a tiny home and travel around, but trying to figure out how I can do that, form a community while I'm traveling. I don't know. So I'm kind of in the beginning stages still.
You know who I would recommend you talk with actually is a fellow named Alex Baisley.
Okay.
And for a lot of you, if you're in the early stages and you're kind of figuring out what do you want to do with your life, you got all these interests and skills and modalities, and and you're really at that fundamental, like, what is this even going to look like at a basic level? Alex Baisley is the man. BigDreamProgram.com. I recommend his stuff so highly. He's a genius at this, at helping people combine these things into kind of immediate income projects. So yeah, BigDreamProgram.com. But here's the thing I would give you as a little nugget is start with the lifestyle you want to have first and design everything around that. Don't try to build a business model and then at the last minute, how do I fit in the lifestyle I want? Like if you want to be traveling and on the road, build it around that. Maybe you don't have a tiny home. Maybe it's the back of your Subaru, and you sleep in that. Like it's, but start with, how do I want to live my life? Do I want to be traveling all the time? Is it half the year? Is it during which seasons? Design that first, because there's a couple of reasons. One is you don't want your life to be miserable, and why not have the lifestyle you want? But second is there's actually something about when you start with the lifestyle that it makes the offers more unique. Like built into the offer is what you call a unique selling proposition, or just a distinction where that's people like, oh, that's interesting. So for example, my puttering sessions, that started with a lifestyle thing. How do I keep my home tidy? I said, oh, I could do coaching sessions and chat with people while I'm tidying or going for a walk. And that's been amazing. But that was also part of the charm of it, is this lifestyle piece. Yeah. There are coaches who they like hiking, and people go out on hikes with them, and they do coaching while they're hiking, or people gardening. Well, yeah, that kind of thing. So that's what I would start with.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, and then the other thing is, I would really do the work on the ideal client thing. And by the way, also there is the thing coming up Monday, which is 200 US. It's 3 hours, limited to 10 people. So that's a lot of my one-on-one attention. But as a DIY version, if you go to marketingforhippies.com/puttering prep. So
I was doing that. I was trying to brainstorm and everything. And the main thing too is I just want this to be outside for the most part, because like I love being outside. So I'm like, I don't know, if like a traveling yoga studio / healthy food truck,
Yeah,
or just I like all these ideas, and I'm just like, I'm having a very hard time just landing on it.
of
So,
course.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not necessarily supposed to be easy, but when it lands, you'll know. But
right.
yeah, right. Maybe you pack a tent, like a big, fold out, 20-foot tent or something. You can drive around
Yeah,
and
like a
then like,
traveling caravan. That's kind of,
okay,
I don't
totally.
know.
But okay, and here's the other thing I would say in terms of, so traveling, basically means touring. And so you're going to
Mm,
go to this place and this place and this place.
right, right.
I highly recommend picking like 3 places that are your mainstays,
Hmm.
your main gigs. No more than 10, somewhere between 3 and 10, because
Right.
what happens is the first time you go to a new place, that's the hardest, unless you're hosted by somebody. But usually the first time is very difficult. But then you get to know people. I could go on a whole thing about touring. I did a recording about this, and anyways, I think I've got a package on my website called How to Tour, and I think the audio of that is there. So that's worth checking out. But I would really, so much of it is keeping track of the people you meet, having spreadsheets, having lists, texting lists, Facebook friends list, whatever it is, making sure you keep track so that when you go back to those towns, you have the people to reach out to who already know your work. Because finding a venue in a new, it's hard, even
Yeah. Yeah, I was even thinking like parks, mountain preserves, but I don't think it's legal. I think you
this
need a
is the
permit.
thing. But
Yeah,
it might be, oh, this person's got land. You could do it on their land. Okay,
that's
but
true.
you got to find that. But then you need to keep track, because you'd be amazed how quick we forget. And then you go back to the town, you're like, oh my God, where was that place I put up my tent? Oh, who was the person who owned that? And you can't remember. So this all has to be really documented fairly
Yeah,
religiously. Yeah. Anyways,
yeah.
check out that package, because I think that may help. And check out
Okay.
Albert Baisley stuff, because I think you'll, even if you don't hire him, you'll probably love his material.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.